Okay, welcome to your lesson on multi-step equations. This is going to take us beyond two-step equations. It's going to be a little bit of review of what you've already learned, and it's just going to be a review of some of the other skills that you've done with expressions. Probably previous to this, you've done combining like terms like 5x, 13x, and 7x. I'm hoping that you get 25x when you combine those. That's something that you're going to want to do here. You're going to want to simplify any of these problems, make it a little bit easier, make it look very much like a two-step equation like it does here, what's in the purple there. If you see any parentheses, like 8 times quantity of 3x minus 2, we're going to want to use a distributive property. You want to get rid of that. So this is going to make your life a little bit easier. Condense everything, and then you're going to go basically into the equation, try to get it to look as much like a two-step equation. Undo the addition subtraction. So basically you're doing the opposite. You've got a minus 16. Well, you're going to add 16 to both sides. And then your last step will usually either be multiplication or division. In this example right here, 25 is next to x, so that is multiplication, and the opposite is division. Look, on that last one, you would get an answer of 4. All right, here's your first example that I'd definitely like you to possibly hit pause, read the question, write down the equation, and then start thinking about what you think would be your first step. Okay, welcome back. So we've got somebody that has purchased 5 headphones at Jersey for $20 and decided to buy 3 more headphones. So here's the common sense thing is, okay, I've got 5 headphones and 3 headphones. Why don't I just combine those together? And I should get 8x. So it's not any of this subtraction. Now here's a mistake that some people will do is they'll try to subtract 3. Think of this equal sign as the divider. What you do to one side, you have to do the other. So I've seen kids do 3x on both sides right here and get like 2x. No, simplify it first before you start solving it. So you should have 8x plus 20 equals 76. This is a two-step equation at this point. This is our only new step. So simplify it first. So combine anything that's on the left-hand side together. If there was anything on the right-hand side, you would simplify that too. And then it just becomes a review. You subtract 20. You're going to get 8x equals 56. Since this is multiplication, the opposite is division. So you're going to find out that $7 is the cost for each headphone. First couple times you're doing this, I would suggest that you go back and plug it back into the original equation, because if you accidentally subtracted these, it wouldn't work out well. So 7 times 5 is 35. 35 plus 20 is, got it, 55. 7 times 3 is 21. We'll add that 21 to that 55. You're going to get 76. So it works out. If you would have used 2x, you probably would have got an answer of 28. And you're going to find out now that doesn't seem to work. So take a moment. If you have to grab a calculator, and then check your answers. All right, I'm going to do another one kind of similar like this, and hopefully you can again pause it, write down the equation, see if you can solve it, and then you just check with what I have. So I've got an individual right here that, I don't know if you've ever done this, but you're going at the store and you grab several items and you're like, nah, I don't know if I really need all those. So this individual grabbed 7 pairs of work pants, then a nice little coat for $60, and then decide, you know what, I'm going to take 4 of these back, and then let's go to the cash out area. So when they go up to the register, you just think about this. Had 7, and then they took 4 back. So how many do they have? Not 11, but they have 3. So you've got 3 pairs of pants, plus you spent $60 on the coat. So have you simplified this as much as possible? Is there anything else to combine? No. Did well on this one. So you just subtract 6, so you're going to take away the price of that coat. You're going to realize that the pants altogether cost you $72. Since this is multiplication, all you got to do is divide. You're going to find out that's $24 for a pair of pants. So going back into this one, you can go 7 times 24, add 60 to it, then multiply 24 by 4, subtract that from that total you just had, and it should come out to $132. So real quick review before I do one other type of one is try to simplify anything. Combine like terms. Don't try to balance out the equation doing one side or the other. Just combine. Just forget about this part for a moment and then go into solving like a two-step equation. And exact same thing right here as we combine them. On the second one, we're going to have what's called the distributive property. You're going to want to get rid of the parentheses first. So there are a couple other ways to do it. let's avoid those and start off with the basic ways first. First method right here is simplify. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this 5 to both numbers in here. And I'm going to get 15x, and I'm going to subtract 20. And I've got rid of the parentheses, make sure you always multiply a second one. Then I'm just going to add 20 to both sides. And then I'm going to be left with the 15x, and now I'm going to have 75. And once I do my division, I'm going to get an answer of 5. Now there is another way to do this. That's something we'll talk about later. Want to avoid that other method because, and you get a question like in the second one, some people might make the mistake to use this one. And this was the mistake that you'll eventually learn is dividing by 5. Now that's going to work in this example, but I would avoid that at first, especially if you're a beginner. All right, write this one down. Hit pause. Okay, now hopefully you've written this down and you've attempted to do this. This one right here, the first thing that you probably have done is you use the distributive property. Now, again, like I'm going to say, there are going to be some other steps that you can do. You still get the right answer, but it's probably better to do it in this practice method right here. So I'm going to multiply out, and I'm going to get 48x by 8 times 6x, and I'm going to get 8 times 7 is 56. And I got it equal to 55. So at this point, I don't have any other x's here, but I do have some constants here. Also make sure that you're taking into account that minus sign. So all you do is just combine these two together. You should get 40. Distributed, then combine these two and you get 40. And then this should be real easy for us right now. We just subtract 40. And you get 48 times some numbers equal to 15. Now that sounds kind of weird to me because I'm multiplying and I'm getting a smaller number. So that should be kind of a hint of this is why I want to show work. I want to divide by 48. Basically, I get 15 divided by 48. You could get a decimal, or you can take that into a fraction form and then you reduce it. I just divided by 3 and I get 5/16. This one right here is a little bit more of a challenge to check. You know, if you plug it back in here and you used, was it 5/16, and hopefully I didn't make any mistakes, you will get 55 once you eventually multiply everything in there. Okay, hopefully there's no mistakes in there. If I did make any mistakes, I apologize, but I'm hoping that you do realize that if you have any distributive property that you get rid of it and combining like terms, and then you just solve it like a two-step equation. Good luck.